Hi, everyone, and welcome back. So, we are starting with a series of videos in which we speak about the importance of planning. And to do that, we're going to talk about plan as an acronym. So, the first letter being P is for preparation and planning. And this is something that many people ask about following a ketogenic lifestyle in terms of what they have seen online. They see people doing meal prep for a week at a time, or they think that it is extremely time consuming and difficult. I want to try and dispel that myth. So, the thing about planning and meal prep specifically is to keep it simple. Plan ahead based on your own calorie and macro limits. And if you're not sure about how to do that, please go and check the blog on the BBG coaching website where we speak about the devil being in the details. How do you actually set your own calorie limit and your macro limits? Again, remember with a ketogenic diet, the important thing is to remember is that carbs are a limit. Protein is a goal and fats are a lever. It's there to keep you full if you're feeling extra hungry and you use it when you cook. Now, for some people, in terms of your lifestyle, you might find that you want to prepare your meals on a weekend. You don't have time to cook during the week. You want to be able to just thaw and reheat. And that's perfectly fine. If you are able to make a few proteins over the weekend, be it some mince, some chicken, some steak, whatever it may be, you can make those and then just put that into the freezer on a Sunday and you can weigh that out. For me, I prefer to be able to cook more regularly, and so I will make food once a day. And I make double the protein usually so that the next day I'm able to use that protein for a large salad, or if it was with vegetables, I can just then repeat that meal for lunch the next day. You will find that as time goes on within a ketogenic diet, you are not as hungry in the morning. So, if you are not already practicing intermittent fasting, where you have a fasting period, and for most people that means skipping breakfast, you will find that after a while, you will be able to skip breakfast. But something that I do make ahead of time is egg muffins. So, something like an omelette, which you would normally make. You just take all of those ingredients that you would make and you put them into a silicone muffin mold so that instead of beating up 12 eggs over a week long period and every time putting it in the pan, you actually just beat all of the ingredients up into one, and you then measure it out so that you have one egg per muffin cup. But that is something that is easy to have in the fridge that you can take out during the week and have as a snack. The other thing that I want to encourage you to do when you are planning is to anticipate any social or professional commitments. If you know that for your work or for your family life, your personal life, you are going to have a dinner party or a lunch meeting or a family birthday sometime in the week, when you plan ahead for the week, keep that in mind. So if you are aiming for, let's say, 1,500 calories a day, try and keep to a little bit below that so that on that one day where you do go out, if you go a little bit over on your calories for the day, that means that you are still averaging out at 1,500 calories per day. And again, that is if you are wanting to be in maintenance or in weight loss mode. But really, in terms of planning, no matter how you choose to cook, whether you choose to make your meals ahead of time, whether you choose to make your meals on the day, planning ahead in terms of what you are going to eat for the week is going to be key. because that stops you from just going out and grabbing something quickly. If you plan ahead, then at least you know that you are going to stay on track for the 7 days of the week. So I'm going to share with you a idea that I have for how you could make your menu. And for me, because I don't eat breakfast, I've now set a lunch and a supper. And that means I look at 1 tin of tuna, 1 serving of mayo. Remember, mayonnaise should be without any vegetable oils. So just read your labels very, very carefully. And we will be doing a video on label reading. And you weigh out everything that you add. This is especially important for those who are giving themselves a very specific goal that they want to reach. If you are not sure about how to cook for portion sizes for yourself, and you're not sure that you're not going to overeat, then I would advise that you do weigh everything out and measure everything out. You don't have to do it forever, but it does teach you about portion sizes. It does teach you to understand what the carb count is in certain things, what the protein count is. And you'll see on this menu, what I've done is I've got the tuna as my lunch, a tuna salad. And then I've got roast chicken and salad for supper, right? If you look at Wednesday, there I've got roast chicken and salad again for lunch. And then for supper, I've got minced curry and rice. So I've either got cauli rice or cognac rice. But then the mince that I've got left over, or that I've made extra mince on the Wednesday night, I use it on a Thursday for a taco salad. So a taco salad simply is all of the ingredients you would put into a taco, but you make it into a salad and make it look pretty on your plate. And that's how I would then plan my entire menu for the week. And this would be for the entire family. So chicken stir fry, everyone will eat. If there are people in your household who eat spaghetti, you can make spaghetti and you can add that stir fry to that spaghetti. For weekends, that's when we usually do a kind of a brunch, and then we'll do a early supper as a family. And if you are used to having fast food takeouts on the weekend, try and find something that you can almost substitute that with. So I make my own pizza bases out of coconut flour and mozzarella cheese, but you can buy keto friendly or banting friendly pizza bases, and you make a pizza on a weekend. It really does help to keep the kind of routine that you normally keep. So based on this particular menu, which is a 7-day menu, what I then do is I look at what are the proteins that I need, what is the vegetables that I need, and what is the dairy that I need. If there are any condiments, I would then add that, but I usually try and keep all of the condiments that I use in the house. And like you see here on the shopping list for the proteins under beef patties, check your ingredients. If you are not sure that your beef patties really don't have any sugar and thickeners in it, ask the butcher to make the beef patties for you, or take some mince and make them yourself. But burger patties are really nice to be able to add to a salad, or to have as a burger where you actually put the lettuce around the burger and the toppings. So that's a simple meal plan. You'll notice that it's not anything fancy. It doesn't take hours and hours extra of cooking. It's the same kind of thing that I would normally make for my family. It's the same type of thing that you would always eat. The difference is I'm not putting potatoes in. I'm not putting rice or pasta that is starchy into it. But everything else is there. You cook in olive oil. You cook in butter. But other than that, that's all the difference you really need. So if you're not sure that you are ready to cook keto, try and look up a recipe for your favorite dish on Pinterest and type the word keto after it. You will find a recipe. I guarantee you, you will find a recipe for it. But now, in terms of planning and preparation, how do I plan this? I plan it using Carb Manager. So I'm going to show you how to firstly, so Carb Manager makes it really easy because it actually sets your macros for you. And what you do is you go to the settings on Carb Manager and you click on the macro calculator. So I'm going to be looking to the side because my screen is on the side. And you set whether or not you want to lose, maintain, or gain. And it will then set a calorie limit for you, which you can change. So Carb Managers is kind of a little bit off, but you can change that. Then you set the macronutrient goals. And Carb Manager allows you to choose keto ratios, which is 5% carbs, 25% protein, and 70% fats. And you see it tells you exactly how many grams you are going to be consuming for the day. So 17 grams of net carbs on these particular calories is what I would be aiming for, and 84 grams of protein a day. 104 grams of fat is a lot. And I'm going to say this again, like I've said it in other posts and videos as well. If you've got fat to lose on your body, you do not need to consume all of these fats. You can use the fats as treats, as cooking, and adding into your dish. So I'm going to add in a lunch of an egg mayo salad, and I'm going to add in a supper of a chicken thigh and a salad. And you'll see how, if you plan ahead, you'll be able to see where the gaps are that you can fill. So where you can add in more protein or more fat. So let's say I'm going to take 2 eggs, and it's a medium size egg, and I say add, and that gives me 136 calories. That's now for those eggs. But I want to add mayonnaise as well, and you'll find that on the free version of Carb Manager, there's many products already there. You can also add and create your own recipes if you want to, and this is that other people have uploaded. So if I use the ultra creamy mayonnaise from Martinez, I'm taking 1 serving, which is 2 teaspoons, and then I add that. So that's my egg mayo salad as an afternoon snack or as lunch. And when I look then at the chart at the top of my screen, that's when it tells me, okay, what I've got left. But I can also look at the particular day and meal and say, okay, so that was 1 gram of net carbs with 181 calories for my lunchtime snack. So I have a lot to play with. If you think of what my calories were, I have a lot to play with now for supper and an afternoon snack if I wanted one. If I wanted to add in a dessert, I could. I've really got over 1,000 calories which I can add to my supper, and that I can add in with things into my salad, or with vegetables, or with some protein that is fatty. So let's say I'm going to do a chicken thigh, and like with everything else, when you start out, please weigh and measure things so that you know what the size is, because 1 chicken thigh is not 1 chicken thigh everywhere, right? So you going to take that chicken thigh and you say, okay, because most of it is in American weight, you just need to change the ratio. So this was in ounces, and I'm changing it to grams. I'm weighing it. Your kitchen scale is going to be one of your best friends. And let's say this is with the bone in, so it's a smallish thigh. It is 150 grams. I could take all of the chicken off the bone and then weigh it in that way as well. Okay, let's put it as 100 grams just to be as simple as possible. And then you add in your salad ingredients separately. So you will find that the more that you use Carb Manager, it remembers what you have done. So if I usually use 25 grams of lettuce for a salad, it will show up as my first option when I start typing in lettuce into the search bar. And I can then add it in very, very quickly. So it does become easier. And because you are planning 7 days ahead, I usually try and plan on Carb Manager about 2 or 3 days ahead. Because you are planning days ahead, you are able to then see where can I have a larger meal or a smaller meal. And same thing with if I'm putting olive oil on my salad. If I am using olive oil to cook with, please make sure that you measure that out, because all of those things add up. You see, it has calories in it. It's not just use fat willy-nilly when you are on keto. And you will find that it becomes easier. You are able to, on Carb Manager, actually just copy and paste a meal or an entire lunch from one day to the next. So if you do something over and over, it does become much easier. And you can save it as one of your favorites or one of your recipes if you wanted to. But ultimately, the important thing that I'm trying to bring across here is that preparation and planning is how you are going to do this. If you are unsure about the ingredients of something, look it up on Google, because most things have Google ingredients lists. There is a site called, I think, Fat Secret on Google that has a lot of South African information on it. It is not 100% accurate. I've tested it with a number of restaurants. Meals, most restaurants now have, like Nando's, will actually tell you exactly what the macros are and nutritional info on their food. So most restaurants have that now, that is available online. And for some reason, Fat Secrets are out a lot. I think it's because it's community based in terms of how it's created. But you are able to find the nutritional info for most things. And if you don't have it, you can add it with that plus sign that's there in the middle. That's right there in the middle. You can create a new recipe. You can create a new menu item. So that was a little bit longer, but I hope that it helps. And in our next video, what we will be talking about is about reading labels. So I hope you stay tuned. I hope that you are subscribed and that you like this video, and that you feel free to ask any questions in the comments. Bye-bye.